Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are looking at the book of Genesis chapter 5. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you get notified when we drop our next video. So at first glance, this chapter seems like a simple list of names and ages, but it's so much more than that. Genesis 5 is the genealogy from Adam to Noah, and it tells the story of God's faithfulness in preserving a line of people through whom his promises will be fulfilled. Even in a world increasingly corrupted by sin, we see the continuation of life and hope for the future. Let's explore this chapter and uncover its significance. So I'm going to read from the Bible. Then after we read the Bible, that's when we share the insights and uncover its significance. So we are going to read together from the book of Genesis chapter 5 from verse 1 to the last verse. So verse 1, this is the book of the genealogy of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them and called them mankind in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness after his image and named him Seth. After he begot Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years and he had sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years and he died. Seth lived 105 years and he begot Enoch. After he begot Enoch, Seth lived 807 years and he had sons and daughters. So all the days of Seth were 912 years and he died. Enoch lived 90 years and begot Canaan. After he begot Canaan, Enoch lived 815 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 905 years and he died. Canaan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel. After he begot Mahalalel, Canaan lived 840 years and he had sons and daughters. So all the days of Canaan were 910 years and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years and begot Jared. After he begot Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years and he died. And Jared 162 lived 162 years and begot Enoch. After he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years and he died. Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God and he was not, for God took him. Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. After he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years and he died. Lamech lived 182 years and had a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, "This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands because of the ground which the Lord has cursed." After he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 770 years and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's the end of the reading of chapter 5. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. So as we are from reading from the book of Genesis chapter 5, we now need to actually get the explanation of the chapter. So verse 1 and 2, this chapter opens with a reminder that when God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. Both male and female are created in God's image, and he blessed them. This repetition is important. It reminds us that even though sin has entered the world, humanity still bears the image of God. This is a foundational truth. No matter how much sin distorts us, the image of God remains. So on verse 3, Adam is the first name in the genealogy, and we are told that when Adam was 130 years old, he had a son named Seth in his own likeness, in his own image. This is significant because it shows that the image of God is passed down through generation, but also that Adam descendants inherit his fallen nature. 4 and 5, Adam lives a total of 930 years and then dies. This is the first of many long lifespan we will see in this chapter. And while it may seem surprising, it shows us the early vitality of human life before the effects of sin fully take their toll. Yet despite this long life, death is unavoidable. Just as God said in Genesis chapter 3. So if you didn't watch the video of Genesis chapter 3, you can check it out. I'll put the link in the description. So we move on to verse 6 to 20. So the verses 6 to 20 explain this. As we move through the list of names, Seth, Enoch, Kenani, Mahalalel, and Jad, we notice a pattern. Each man lives, has children, and eventually dies. This rhythm of life and death reminds us of the curse of sin, but at the same time, God's blessing of multiplication continues. And each generation grows. Even though death is present, so is life. And God's plan continues to unfold. So verse 21 to 24, then we come to Enoch, and something different happened. Enoch lives for 65 years and then has a son named Methuselah. But the key detail is in verse 22. Enoch walked faithfully with God for 300 years. 300 years is not like a short time, it's a lot of years. For 300 years, Enoch walked faithfully with God. So Enoch is unique in the genealogy because he didn't just live, he lived in close fellowship with God. And then in verse 24, we are told that Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more because God took him away. So Enoch doesn't die like others, he is taken up by God. This is a powerful message of hope. Even in the world full of death, walking with God can lead to a life beyond the grave, because Enoch was not buried, Enoch was taken by God because he actually walked faithfully with God for 300 years. Verses 25 to 27 actually shows us we learn about Methuselah, who lives to be 969 years old, the longest lifespan recorded in the Bible. Methuselah's life bridges the gap between Adam and Noah, and his death occurs just before the flood. His long life reminds us of God's patience. He waits for generations before bringing judgment through the flood. 28 to 31, then we came to Lamech, Methuselah's son, who has a son named Noah. In verse 29, Lamech says, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." This is the first time we see a name with a specific meaning attached. Lamech believed that Noah will bring relief from the curse of sin and the struggles of life. This shows that even in a world filled with hardship, people are still looking forward to a time of redemption and restorations. So verse 32, which is the last verse, the chapter ends with Noah, who at 500 years old had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These 3 sons will play a crucial role in the next part of the story as God begins to prepare for a new chapter in human history, the flood. So what can we learn from this chapter, Genesis chapter 5? At first it seems like just a list of names and ages, but this genealogy is a testament of God's faithfulness. Even though sin has brought death into the world, God's plan for humanity is still moving forward. The long lives in this chapter remind us of the vitality of early human life, and Enoch's walk with God shows us the hope of eternal life for those who remain faithful to God. Most importantly, the birth of Noah at the end of this chapter points us towards God's plan of redemption. Humanity is in need of salvation, and God is preparing to bring it, first through Noah and ultimately through Jesus Christ, who died on this cross. Thank you so much for watching. Next time we'll explore the story of Noah and how God brings judgment, but also offers a way of salvation. Stay tuned and remember, God's faithfulness endures through every generation.